What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 11th Hour. This is the 11th Hour Gaming Channel's weekly news segment. I am AJ Gels. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the show, the basic idea is, I gather tons of news from all over the place. I got like 4 pages of notes. Sitting here in front of me. I kind of bring them up. I talk about each. Some I just touch on. Some I talk a little more in depth. Talk about my opinions and what have you. The reason I do this, I know a lot of people don't, religiously follow gaming news, but, I know a lot of people, still enjoy hearing it. So, this is a fun time. You can come in, watch this, if a particular news story does not interest you, down below in the description, there will be a list of events, in time, so you can just skip right to what you want to hear. And I do want to go out and apologize, to anybody who views this show on my website, or was looking for the list of events in the description. I apologize for the lateness. I think I got it up yesterday or the day before. Sorry. School just started. Hectic week. School started. Hectic week. I just got my brand new gaming PC. I'm doing my notes on my fancy new monitor with my PC. I'm so stoked about this. And Let's Plays should again start up today. So sorry about that again. I'm just working with my recording software, getting everything installed, computer, blah, 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 all that stuff. But seriously, guys, thank you for tuning in. And I do hope you tune in for further weeks down the line. Please remember, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook page, check out my website, all down in the description below. That's a lot of the... actually, one more thing, housekeeping. With, I think, March... Yeah, I'm sorry. Again, I forget what month it is sometimes. In March, Ubisoft's The Division is releasing. I plan on playing it for the channel and, doing a Let's Play of The Division. Well, what I want to offer to you guys... this is an idea that I've been having. I want to show the game in its entirety. It's like what I like to do. I like to show the game in its entirety, and I don't think just seeing me playing solo, because I don't like playing with random strangers. Which I guess is kind of weird that I'm offering this, seeing that I've probably never met any of you. But no, basically what I want to do is I want to give you guys the offer. If you want to be part of this, the video series, leave me a comment, either in this video, pretty much any video that I do, or find me on Twitter or Facebook, any of those, in basically me or Facebook or Twitter, some way I can get a hold of you, so I can, so we can get in contact, plan this out. Basically, me and 3 other people is what I'm looking for, so we can kind of do a fire team, a squad, whatever the hell it's called, in the Division, and play. I will be playing on Xbox One, so that is a requirement that you have, and we'll play it on Xbox One. But that's the goal. Basically, I will take in order of submission, and that is subscribe. I'll go subscribers, the order that they submit their it's not an application, but I'll say application, that they submit, and then non-viewers if more than, or if less than, sorry, something was on my phone screen, it was bugging me. If less than 3 people from my subscription list want to play the game. So that's the thing. It's open to anybody. If you're interested, like I said, leave me Facebook, Twitter, anything that in the comments of this or any video, or through Facebook, Twitter, or my website. Without further ado, guys, let's. I promise you, I'm not going to get into the news. Let's see here. Starting off, Crystal Dynamics had another a higher up leave. This is about let me see here in my notes. About a month after Crystal Dynamics former head Daryl Gallagher, I believe is how it's pronounced. This is actually from an article over on Game Informer by Matt Burtz. Well, I mean, this specific piece of information, the fact that this is about a month later. But Brian Horton is also joining him. He was the director on Rise of the Tomb Raider. He's leaving Crystal Dynamics for a position over at, I believe, Infinity Ward. It's rumored, speculated, whatever, that he's working on the next Call of Duty game, because I believe it's Infinity Ward's turn to do the next Call of Duty game. Please, I really want this to be Call of Duty Ghosts 2. I know a lot of people didn't like that one. I love Ghosts. Just throwing that one out there. Let's see here. After posting on Tumblr, after working on 2 amazing games, my family and I have decided to return to Southern California and start a new adventure. This is what Brian Horton, posted on his Tumblr before he left. This article by Jordan Serrani over at IGN. I believe that he was also, I want to say he was like art director. I think he was like an art director, senior art director of the Tomb Raider reboot a couple years ago, and I think that's the position he took up. Yep, senior art director at Infinity Ward. That's what it was. So yeah, that is his current post over at Infinity Ward. Also, though, in Rise of the Tomb Raider news, Baba Yaga: The Temple of the Witch expansion will be on January 26th. This is from the expansion's official description. This adventure expands the story of the main campaign, with Lara facing deadly new adversaries, exploring a new puzzle-filled tomb, and solving a decades-old mystery, all culminating in a showdown with an ancient and mythic evil. Includes a new outfit and a new bow. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in this. Rise of the Tomb Raider, I believe, was my number 2 for Game of the Year 2015. Love the game. Really fun. If you're interested and haven't seen anything of it, please go check out my YouTube. What else is on my YouTube channel? I have a Let's Play series of Rise of the Tomb Raider going right now. I probably won't be playing Temple of the Witch, just because, I don't... how to put this? I don't like how Rise of the Tomb Raider is doing its DLC. It was a fairly expensive DLC pack, or season pass, and each thing, I believe, it's tons of costumes for like $2 or $3. I never buy those. I do have them in AC, but that's because I did buy the season pass. There are some season passes that I'm a sucker for. That's AC and Fallout. But this one, it seemed like a more expensive season pass. There was one download that I was interested in, and that was Endurance Mode. It was like a new difficulty level. And it's like $10. And I'm just like, this is... It's not new it's not new story content. It just makes the game a little harder, and you want me to pay $10 for that? No fucking way. So it's my little, vote with your wallet, buy what you want to buy, it's my way of saying I don't like how this DLC is run, so I'm not going to purchase it, kind of thing. So you probably won't see Temple of the Witch on my channel, and I am sorry for that if you want to see it. Currently, there's no word whether or not this DLC is coming to 360 or PC, and the PC version is coming out a couple days later on January 28th. And the PS4 supposedly coming this holiday season. I don't think we've had an exact announcement of that, but it's up there. That article that I got this information for was by Eddie Makuch, Makuch. I'm sorry, I still cannot pronounce that name. Over at GameSpot. An article from Christine. Christine. I think I misspelled that. Or Christian, Christine, I don't know. I don't know, I apologize. It's either Christine or Christian, because I think it was Christine, but either my spell check corrected that or something. This is from Gama Sutra, so I apologize for that. My apparently misspelled name. But apparently they were talking about the NPD just released the top 10 selling retail games of 2015. This is an exact quote from the article. The top selling list isn't going to surprise you. Personally, I disagree. I think there are some interesting notes here on this list. One, obviously, being Call of Duty Black Ops 3. No surprise. Madden NFL 16. Not necessarily surprising, but still interesting that Madden placed above Fallout 4, which came in the number 3 slot. And again, not entirely surprising, Fallout being an extremely popular franchise, 4 being Star Wars Battlefront, kind of roping in off the success of the, maybe not off the success because the Star Wars movie came after, but still, sales still went, and once again, this is retail, basically any digital, anything like that, does not include in this list. Number 5 is still interesting, that Grand Theft Auto 5 is still in this list. I mean, I have the game on both last gen and current gen. Love the game. Super interesting though that it's still in the top like retail list. Let's see here. Number 6, NBA 2K16. You know, sports games usually dominate this. Number 7 being Minecraft. Again, not surprising. 8, FIFA 16. Number 9 was really interesting because I didn't think this game sold that well. Mortal Kombat X, or 10, I still question that. That super spread. I mean, I love the game, you know, personally, and you know, I mean, I had fun with it. I didn't buy it. I rented it. You know, still enjoyed the game. Really cool. I still find it oddly surprising that thing pumped up into the top 10 retail games of 2015. And this last one's also a little interesting. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. That was last year's Call of Duty game, or 2014's. I don't know, but again, just like Mortal Kombat and GTA, those surprised me that they were able to get up into this list. I find this interesting, you know, looking at these numbers. Yes, I think some of this is objective, and some of it's, you know, whether or not you find it surprising. I don't know. That's all for you to decide. But speaking of Mortal Kombat XL has been announced. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the collector's edition, Game of the Year edition, enhanced it, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's basically it's Mortal Kombat 10 with which will include basically the main game and all the DLC and the upcoming Combat Pack 2 when it releases. The actual upcoming beta for this version of the game will only be available on PS4 and Xbox One. It's currently unknown whether or not this version of the game is coming to PC. Article from Alex Osborne over at IGN. Director's commentary that was on the disc version of Life is Strange is now free on all platforms. Currently available on Steam and Xbox Marketplace for Xbox One, and coming to PSN and the 360 next week, January 25th. That article is from ONS Good over at Polygon. Now into a big group of news all about The Division. Super big game over at Ubisoft. You know, I'm seeing comparison articles between The Division and I almost said Unity, Destiny. Tons of stuff, basically saying similar idea, but not exactly. It's still interesting. I'm interested in this game. You know, I mean, like I'm hedging between, because I don't think this game is going to come out and be somewhere in the middle. I'm saying either it's going to be loved like Destiny, or this thing is going to be the turd in the punch bowl that I think The Crew was. The Crew was such an interesting idea. It was the same thing, you know, kind of like an MMO version of a racing game, and it was, I don't know, it was interesting, a cool, you know, a neat idea, but I don't think that it didn't turn out well. Long and short of it, I believe there were a lot of server issues too, which hopefully this will not feature. But apparently, the beta for The Division will be coming January 28th for Xbox One, and a day later for PS4 and PC. This beta will end on January 31st. Apparently, the beta will contain story-based missions as well. Will then lead into Dark Zone, which, if you don't know what Dark Zone is, it's kind of the cooperative/competitive multiplayer area because this game will not feature like traditional player versus player, you know, like a team deathmatch kind of thing. Basically, what Dark Zone is, it's an area that you go into, and you can go in with a team or with, you know, and basically you complete, you know, I don't think it's objective necessarily, but, you know, you find really cool loot in there, and you have to extract after collecting this loot, but once you collect this loot, any other player can then target and kill you, which cannot happen outside of the Dark Zone, but, you know, they can target and kill you and then pick up that exact loot that you're holding. So, you know, it's kind of a risk-reward thing. You know, do you trust the people you're playing with? That's the idea of what Dark Zone is, and that will be in the beta. This beta does not require PS Plus or an Xbox Live Gold account, and you can guarantee your access to the closed beta by pre-ordering The Division. Console bundle for Xbox One has a 1 terabyte console, a 1 terabyte console, a download code for the game, and is $3.99 release day. This is Xbox One, or release day day one. This is for the this is an Xbox One bundle. Like I said, I believe that it was I'm going to slow down here. I combined 2 articles, both by Samit Sarkar, Samit Samit. I apologize for not pronouncing this name correctly. This man writes over at Polygon. Apparently, also in another article by Polygon, but by ONS Good, The Division will not feature Brooklyn at launch. This is kind of despite trailers, which we've seen Brooklyn and other parts of New York. Apparently, at launch, the game will only feature a 1-to-1 replica of Midtown Manhattan. Apparently there's a narrative reason for this. And this does not mean that more parts of the city will not come later, and this is according to Magnus Jansen. His actual name, Magnus, Magnus Jansen, the game's creative director. Once again, that was an article by ONS Good. Magnus also said at an event in Los Angeles, The Division will also feature free post-launch DLC and updates. I believe, and I quote, "An online game isn't done on release day. We've been working on this game for quite a while, and we're very happy to release it, but our work is not done then. We're gonna kick," and by kick, he's the post-launch, "off with a couple free updates, new content, new features, and down the line, we'll have normal DLC as well." What this DLC is, we have no clue. This is end quote before, you know what I mean. And there was end quote when I'm saying what the DLC is. We don't know what it is yet. That's still a question. In another quote, he said, "We're not ready to go into detail, but we just wanted to let you know that whatever. You can't just abandon it when it's released. We know it takes a lot more than that." This article by John Ryan over at IGN. This is a little interesting, hearing this. So apparently, the game, it's like Destiny, like this game might not be a whole lot at launch, but through time, I'm hopeful. And again, when I say that either this game's going to be great or it's going to tank, I just see it doing one of those. I do not see this game being a kind of in the middle game. But I really do hope for the Division's success. The final thing I have here for the Division, apparently the Division will not feature player-to-player trading at launch. This is apparently due to and I quote, "priority of different features." This is from the associate creative director, Julian Greigty, Gerighthy. I'm sorry. He told Games Radar, "It's the reality of production. Some features make it, some features don't." This article by Nicole Carpenter over at IGN. That is a very interesting thing, because I was super kind of stoked about this. Like the idea that, you have like these safe houses, and like you meet other players, like in these, like they're kind of like little hubs. But like the idea of this game's like kind of like currency, like it wouldn't have a currency. Basically, you would trade with other players. Like, you'd say, "Hey, I'll trade you this gun for this weapon upgrade, or this this kind of stuff." And basically, then you trade off, and the entire game was based off of the currency was all based off of trading, not like an actual currency system. What they're going to do now, I actually don't have a clue. It'll be interesting to see what they do. It is a little sad that that's not going to be seen. I think that was shown off at E3. It was shown off at, I think, E3 a couple years ago. So, yeah. It's a little sad. But, I understand, it's the way things work. Some features have to get cut, so other features can be better, or whatever. It's how games work. Oxenfree Collector's Edition announced, this is apparently expected for late February, will be $55 at retail. This is an article by Michael Martin at IGN. It has some interesting stuff to it. It's like, I think it's like a free cooler that hold like a 6-pack, and I believe the article said, of a beverage of your choosing, like a can and a can cozy and a map that's a poster. It's got some some interesting stuff there. So if you're interested, go check out that. Once again, that article is by Michael Martin over at IGN. Sorry. Dark Cloud 2 is now available on PS4's PS2 emulation. I do not know anything about Dark Cloud. I think I've seen the cover of the game before. I've never played it, so I'm sorry. That's about all I have on that that article by Alex Osborne at, once again, IGN. Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. God, that is a tongue twister. Is it Danganronpa? I'm sorry, I'm not sure the exact pronunciation of that word. I've heard it pronounced both ways. Danganronpa, whatever. Yeah, either way, Trigger Happy Havoc is coming to Steam. There's currently no specific date. All that is known that it's coming in February. This article by Allegra Frank over at Polygon. I'm not sure if this was a spinoff or the first game. Either way, originally, I believe on Vita. Could be wrong. But also coming to Steam. But I can't talk, guys. Also coming to Steam, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair is also, like I said, also coming to Steam. This one, I do not have a specific date or even a month. This is also from Alex Osborne at IGN. This is a little interesting. Seeing that these games are coming, a perfect jumping on point, because Danganronpa 3 is coming out soon on PS4 and PS Vita. So this is a good kind of jumping on point. You can play these games lead up to Danganronpa 3. I don't know if it's a continuous arc or what it is exactly. I've never played the Danganronpa series. I know there's a manga called Danganronpa. I tried reading it, and I'm not a fan. But I don't know, maybe the games are way different. So, I'm trying to think how to, I know the premise. It's like it's like this weird bear traps these kids in a school, and they have to commit a murder and get away with it, and it looks like a weird game where you're trying to commit murder against people, but it's also like Ace Attorney. But I could be way off on what exactly it is. It's from screenshots and little gameplay I've seen. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll probably give it a shot sometime, depending on what it costs. Maybe we'll see it on my channel now that it's on Steam. And apparently, apparently more Danganronpa is coming to Steam in the later days. I do not know exactly what or when or why or who or. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in a weird mood today. Microsoft has apparently filed a trademark for Robo-Raid. Nothing is known about this other than the name of this trademark. I don't know. We could speculate it might be a new franchise. It might be a new whatever. The name sounds cool. So, who the hell knows? Article by Alex Osborne over at IGN. And another article by Alex Osborne at IGN. I'm sorry, there's so many. This guy writes a lot of articles. Microsoft has also filed a trademark for Phantom Dust. This is a reboot, apparently, of the old Phantom Dust. Again, not a franchise I know, or a game I know. I believe from last generation. Psychonauts DLC is coming to Rockband 4. I think this is about a month after the Fallout 4 DLC came to Rockband 4. Again, this is all cosmetic. It's, outfits and hats and whatnot. Article by Eddie Makuch over at GameSpot. Republic is coming March 22nd on PS4. This game is an episodic stealth game, which was originally on mobile and came to PC and is now coming on its way to PS4 by this article by Michael Martin at IGN. It looks like an interesting game. I've seen small bits and pieces of gameplay and some screenshots. I know that, that's not enough to necessarily make a call on whether or not it's good or bad or whatever, but it looks interesting. I don't know. Once again, I'm interested. New DLC is coming to Halo 5 next week. Apparently will include 2 maps, Riptide and Urban, Halo 2's Battle Rifle, new Rex for the Carbine, and the new Achilles armor set, and you get this for reaching level 5 in all of your kill commendations. this article by Matt Miller over at Game Informer. Let's see here. Telltale's Minecraft Story Mode Episode 1 is now available on your Wii U. Episode 1 is available for $5, with episodes 2 through 5 coming at a later date. This season pass for $20, so assuming that the rest of them are worth $5 and you want to play the entire thing, the season pass is probably in your best interest. Article, Eric Von Allen at the IGN. That is a perfect villain name. Eric Von Allen. Yeah, I don't know. Love your name, dude. If you're for some reason listening to this show. Zack and Wiki, Quest for Barbados Treasure is on its way to Wii U. This originally released on Wii in 2007, will be available for $20. The article by Nicole Carpenter at IGN. I've heard good stuff about Zack and Wiki. Personally, I don't know. I didn't play a lot of Wii games. It's like a boy in this blob that it's coming to the consoles. I just like saying a boy in his blob. That just sounds, God, it's gross. Apparently, this is a word from Phil Spencer. If you don't know who Phil Spencer is, he's the head at Xbox. Really interesting guy. If you've seen some of his press conferences, his stuff he's done stuff at E3. Really funny dude. But apparently he says that the rumors that Microsoft will be shutting down the 360 servers is, and I quote, not true. It's an article by Eddie McCooch over at GameSpot. So if you're still playing the 360, I still play it. I don't play it online, but I still play my 360. Your servers are not in danger if you were worried about that. And speaking of Xbox, Phil Spencer kind of led the whole backwards compatibility thing for Xbox One. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm coming off a cold from last week. Apparently the new backwards compatibility, a bunch of games just got announced for Xbox One. You can now download, and I'm going to read this exactly, Aegis Wing, Age of Booty, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Jeremy McGrath's Off-Road, Sam & Max Save the World, Skullgirls, Small Arms, Soul Calibur, Space Giraffe. Didn't even know that was a game, but now I'm interested. Makes two interesting words there. And The Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings. And actually, fun fact, The Witcher 2 is currently available for free on Xbox One in US, Canada, UK, France, and Germany until February 5th. Article by Wesley Copeland at IGN. If you didn't play Witcher 2, that was my jumping on point for the franchise. You don't necessarily need to play the first one. I didn't. It's a little confusing. But you kind of take it as face value and kind of jump into the world of the characters and everything. It's a really enjoyable game. It has a really cool story. The ending is probably, it's talked a lot by people in the games industry that they really like, and how it's kind of like, this guy that you've been chasing this entire game, who's, kind of screwed you over a lot. You can kind of sit down and just kind of have a drink with him and kind of say, it's like, once you understand everything, he's like, we have no reason to be fighting, it's like, kind of bury the hatchet and just take a drink and you go your separate ways. It's awesome. And then he makes a reappearance in Witcher 3, if you have a carried over file. Really, really neat kind of ending that you don't need that awesome climactic boss fight. I didn't play the boss fight because I ended things peacefully. Too bad I played that on 360, and it didn't carry over to my PS4. Oh well. The upcoming patch for Rocket League will officially end competitive Season 1. For full details of rewards, please go read this article by, Michael Pasalakwa. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Over at IGN. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing from my Witcher 2 comments. I'm sorry. Bravely Second End Layer is coming. I'm sorry, I'll stop. Bravely Second End Layer coming to North America April 15th. That's literally all I have for that one. Article by Andrew Goldfarb at IGN. Prison Architect is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and 360 sometime in the second quarter of this year. Yes, Prison Architect is literally what it sounds like. You can design a prison. Apparently also the console versions will feature something called like prison warden mode. It's basically there's like pre-selected prisons, so you can kind of just like jump right in. That article by Steph G. Macy over at IGN. Huh. I don't know. There's something about that name because I swear I said I don't know. He might also write freelance for Polygon. Either way, EA Sports UFC 2 will feature 2 versions of the baddest man on the planet, Iron Mike Tyson. Yes, I love Mike Tyson. Sorry. I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm sorry, people, for if you're disgusted by this, and I mean no offense to Mike Tyson. I just have to make this joke. I really wonder if his like special punch or whatever is going to be he tackles a guy and bites his ear off. I'm sorry. That's terrible. I love Mike Tyson. I honestly, I'm a boxing fan. I love Mike Tyson. Honestly, he got a little weird. I've heard from people who know him now and people who knew him back in the past. He was just a really nice guy. He was a really nice kid, and a really nice guy. It's just he kind of got influenced. The whole culture. Being a big celebrity and whatnot. So. Kind of sad for him. I love. Apparently, the 2 versions that will be featured of him. One is based on him back in the '80s. This is the Iron Mike Tyson, and the Legacy Mike Tyson will be based on him at the end of his career. So he'll be bald, have the face tattoo. God, I love that tattoo. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm in a weird place today. You can unlock Mike Tyson by getting into the Hall of Fame in career mode. Iron Mike Tyson will be available day 1 for pre-orders. And Legacy Mike will be available in the deluxe edition of the game. This article, by the way, is by Matt Porter of IGN, who also said he will have the strongest punching power in the game. I'm quite excited for that. I might actually play this game. Sorry, just to play as Mike Tyson. That would be fun. Continuing on in sports news, everybody, if you didn't know, you don't follow the NFL, the St. Louis Rams, apparently the NFL has approved of their move to Los Angeles, so, they're leaving St. Louis, moving across the country, moving out west. But apparently, their new stadium apparently will be supposedly in Inglewood. Won't be done anytime soon. I believe the article said supposedly 2019. I promise you there will be something in games about video games with this later on. I'm not just talking football. And they are currently expected to play at USC at their football stadium. Currently, the reason I bring this up is that in the next Madden 17, the St. Louis Rams will be playing in Los Angeles, not St. Louis. So it's interesting. It's still unclear whether or not they will be playing in basically a design stadium that's based off the plans for the new stadium or at USC. This article by Chris Pereira over at GameSpot. I found that interesting. I'm trying to think the last time I've heard of a football team moving. I think that was Baltimore back for the. I want to say it was the Colts. I'm sorry, my football knowledge is a little rusty. I want to say it was the Colts were in Baltimore before they moved to Indy. Which, again, I should know. I live in Indiana. Either way, and this next thing is a direct quote from this article. Overwatch's closed beta will return in mid-February. This is by an article by Nicole Carpenter over at IGN. If you're interested in the new hero shooter, I believe is what this one's called, Overwatch. Oh, come on, what's the other one? It's Overwatch and that's gonna bug the hell out of me because I can't remember what the other one's called. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna sit here and it's gonna drive me mad. I'm sorry, I can't remember. I also believe Paragon is being considered. Paragon being Epic Games. Upcoming, I think coming out later this year. Also a hero shooter, but it's also been said it's a MOBA, so I have no idea. Let's see here. Splatoon's final map is now available in North America and Europe. This article by Vicky Blake over at IGN. And our final thing in the news this week, the Farcry Primal console bundle is coming to Europe on release day. This will feature a 1 terabyte console, a controller, and a physical copy of the game. Article by Matt Paget over at GameSpot. That's kind of interesting. that's I don't know. I mean, that's what's in the console bundle. You're paying $399. You're paying $399 for $399, not $3.99. But you're paying $399 for just the console, the controller, and the game. I mean, that comes out. You're saving, I think, if you buy a console on its own and then the game, because I think the normal 1 terabytes, you're saving about $60. Basically, I think you're saving the price of the game. I mean, I know to some people that's, I don't know. I think that's a little, I don't know, weird. Either way, everybody, that's going to about do it for this week's episode of The 11th Hour. Please come back next week for another weekly dose of news and whatnot. A little idea of what's going on my channel right now. I have a bunch of series ongoing. Like I said, Let's Plays will continue today, Friday, January 22nd. I do, like I said, I want to complete a couple in kind of the upcoming series. You can see me playing Farcry Primal on PC February 23rd, and XCOM 2 on PC February 5th. I think that's about everything else, guys. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Like I said at the beginning, find me on Facebook, Twitter, or my website down in the description below. Stay up to date, everything that's coming out on this channel. Like I said, get a hold of me if you're interested in being part of my Division playthrough. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's about it for this week, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Once more, I'm AJ Gills. This is the 11th Hour Gaming Channel, guys. Yeah, I keep saying thanks for watching, but it does mean something to me that you tune in week to week, or maybe this is the first time you're seeing. You know what I mean, guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't just watch this. Check out some of the other stuff on my channel. If you enjoyed this, anything else, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. I promise you I'll stop rambling. I'm AJ Gels, and this is the 11th Hour Gaming Channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out.